Blazer tack on an early run, cash in a leadoff double in the top of the first, and in the bottom of the first, they hand the ball to Thomas Ballard, the freshman from Madison, Alabama, out of Bob Jones High School. And Ballard making his first career start, but in relief, he's been pretty good so far.
You think his heart is pumping right now? Thomas Ballard from Bob Jones, a great high school program up above Birmingham, around the Huntsville area. 91 to 93. Wiley, here's what he's got. He's got kind of that wiry, lanky body and that good arm swing. Coach Thompson calls those guys like a soapy dish rag. They're real flexible. They're real loose. So I would assume some sink and a good breaking ball. We'll find out with you.
Third baseman Blake Rambush leads off the Auburn half of the first.
Yeah, baseball player here now.
Good ball one. A look at Auburn's lineup tonight. Blake Rambush, who's hit safely in 6 of 8 games. I told you about Sonny DeShira to start the evening, and you'll notice Garrett Farquhar is at shortstop tonight for Auburn. Brody Moore out with a leg injury, we're told. If this were a conference game or a postseason game, he probably plays tonight, but don't want to push it.
That's what you want to see your freshmen do, Wiley. Come right out, boom, boom, 1-2 count. Not nervous, not too jacked up. It looks like his rhythm is pretty good. You mentioned that about Brody Moore. Yeah, it's just a mild quad strain, but no need to push it, you know, with 2 weeks to go before the SEC opens up.
And throwing strikes has been the one thing for Ballard that hasn't necessarily come easy. He hasn't given up only given up 1 hit this year, but he's walked 5 in 4 2/3.
Well, and you're right. So he didn't get many hits, had some walks. This guy right here, though, Rambush, I want folks to watch him. Notice, first of all, how he spreads out with 2 strikes. He's as good as it gets in the lineup with 2 strikes.
And he fights that one.
He's as good as it gets. He hit like 460 last year in junior college, I think, 33 stolen bases. But what I want you to watch here, and we can't back up and watch with less than 2 strikes, but with 2 strikes, look at how wide he is. So this is a pretty good approach by a leadoff guy or a speed guy. Get wide, cut down the movement, and just let your hands work. Looking for him to shoot one to the right side.
And he blasts one into center field for a base hit. Straight line swing from Blake Rambush. That was the story of this week for Coach Butch Thompson. He wanted energy going back towards the mound.
Watch how easy and simple this swing is now. 2 strike, look at that. Not much movement, boom. It's just great hands, great vision, and just try to poke it, and he did. And that's a hitting machine right there now.
Coach Thompson said he wanted his hitters, if they were to take a swing and let go of the bat as they came across the plate, he wanted to envision a helicoptering action into center field.
Well, and we'll talk more about that too. He brought up some great points that are great for us to kind of teach with here, Wiley, on the broadcast. It's so cool the way he put it and what it really means.
Kason Howe is another one of those hitters they feel like is not opening up too early. As he shows bunt, lays one down towards the mound. The freshman will take the sure out, and a sac bunt goes 1-3.
It's good baseball. Kason Howell got going this weekend, hit a walk-off home run in Game 2 against Yale. Here comes Big Sonny or King Kong, but a good sac bunt there and a sign from Coach Gross on how he's probably going to try to run this offense now throughout the season.
You don't think he has personality?
The walk-up song tells you all you need to know.
Precise.
It's awesome. And a fan favorite 9 games into the season.
UAB coach Casey Dunn had him on his side for 3 years. And when Coach Dunn took the UAB job, Sonny DeShira headed to Auburn, takes ball 1. And Tiger fans are happy to have him as they throw out Rambush at third. He took off, and you're testing a freshman battery there between Ballard and Hunter makes Rambush pay.
Well, Wiley, it was a dirt ball, so it was a good read by Rambush. Here's the mistake. He's going to score. I mean, you got Sonny DeShira up. He's going to score on a single because he's fast. So the mistake is maybe a little too aggressive, but playing hard. It's not what you want to do if you're Coach Gross or Coach Thompson, but it's an aggressive mistake that he'll learn from.
It's a lot easier to tell him to decelerate than to pick up the energy. So that empties the bases for DeShira.
You know, if Rambush is at first base, it's a no-brainer. Dirt ball, you go. If they throw you out, so be it. But when you're at second with his speed, you're going to score on any base hit anyway. So kind of a risk. And, hey, good job for the freshman catcher. Made him pay.
Henry Hunter, highly recruited out of Georgia.
Think about how hard that is now. You block a 80-mile-an-hour curveball in the dirt to get up and make an accurate, a bullseye shot on a guy like Rambush. Great play by the freshman.
Well, the guy in the right-hand hitter's batter's box isn't exactly thin either.
Easy to throw around.
Yeah. It's up 3-1 on Teixeira. This kind of reminds me of that at bat on Sears. Granted, Teixeira more of a hitter's count, but you really don't want to hang one here.
No, and the mistake that pitchers make against guys like Teixeira is they pick, and fear kind of gets the best of them. Now you got to come in there to him.
He does, and Teixeira fouls out of play, 3-2.
So you kind of nibble, you kind of pick, you kind of dig a hole for yourself before you know it. It's 3-1. But hey, even with 2 outs, there's still an open base. Even though there isn't, but there is. Like, you don't want to just lay one in there for him. You rather go ahead and let him walk, put him on base, and go to work on the next hitter.
See how aggressive Ballard is when a full count. And Teixeira drives one high, deep right center, but Floyd's going to circle it off. The right fielder's got it, and that's the end of the first inning. Auburn gets a leadoff single, but nothing from it. We go to the second. UAB up by 1. Most underrated view in SEC baseball, the top of the parking deck down the left field line here at Plainsman Park. UAB a 1-0 lead. They drew first blood in the top of the first, and Casey Dunn, a smile on his face, a 1-0 lead. An All-American here at Auburn, led the SEC with 86 RBI his senior year, of course, a part of the College World Series team in '97. And a first pitch strike from Thomas Ballard on Cam Hill. And look, you mentioned Casey's father, Sammy, who's not just an Alabama High School Hall of Famer, but an ABCA National Hall of Famer for what he did at Vestavia Hills in 27 years, 9 state championships. And, you know, for Casey Dunn, who went on to a great career at Auburn, clearly, as you can see by the numbers, he wanted to be a coach because of his dad and because of Coach Hal Baer.
Yeah, no question. He has a lot to say about Coach Baer. We talk about that more, too, just the impact he had on him. I'm impressed by Thomas Ballard. They gave him a 1-0 lead. Now he's fallen behind 2-1, but to come right out and throw strikes. And is Cam Hill a Bob Jones guy? They played against each other. Cam Hill's from the Huntsville area, so they would have competed against each other or with each other. And Cam Hill's a guy that I'm excited about, while I really am. He had some big hits last year. He's 91 left-handed off the mound. Coach Thompson mentioned wanting to get him in some games, but he's so valuable now swinging the bat. Big, strong kid, left-handed bat. Cam Hill from up there in the North Alabama, Huntsville area.
Yep, both Bob Jones grads. Hill a year ahead of Ballard. This has got to be harder on the pitcher, right, than the hitter?
Yeah, absolutely. Ain't no question.
You guys have seen each other since you were 14, 13 at the latest, maybe even earlier. And he walked him.
Yeah, I bragged on him. I probably jinxed him. Jumped right out of strike one, lead-off walk.
But we talk about Coach Dunn's time at Auburn and former teammates. How about his former battery mate, Tim Hudson, the pitching coach at Auburn? And not just battery mates, but they were hitting 3 and 4 hole there for a few years here on the Plains.
And if you ever meet Coach Dunn, ask him the story of the conversation. Auburn's playing Florida State for the right to go to the College World Series in Tallahassee. Whoever wins goes, right? Tim Hudson's pitching. Let's see this pitch right here to Cole Foster. Cole Foster, I'm very excited about. Hit his first home run the other day. This is a guy that's kind of anchored in at second base, and I think it's going to be a great player here at Auburn as a sophomore.
Lifted high and out of play.
So Auburn's playing Florida State, and Tim Hudson starts. And Jeremy Johnson and J.D. Drew were 2 first-round picks back-to-back in the Florida State lineup. Casey Dunn's catching. Tim Hudson strikes out J.D. Drew. As J.D. Drew is walking back to the dugout, he passes Jeremy Johnson. Jeremy Johnson goes, "What does he have?" J.D. Drew says, "I have absolutely no idea." And Casey Dunn heard it. And Casey tells that story. It's pretty good.
That is pretty good.
Coach Baird and Casey tell that story. They've added some to it, but it's a great story. And Casey was a great personality. And boy, some really good teams there for Coach Baird and Coach Renfro in the late 90s.
Yep, the story Coach Dunn shared with us about Tim Hudson, more of just a regular anecdote.
That's a balk.
Yep, fake to throw to first. Ballard can't do that. First baseman wasn't on the bag. And here comes Casey Dunn for a mound visit here. Got no argument there.
Yeah, so UAB's playing off the bag on the runner's hip. Cam's not a threat to steal because you got left-handed hitter up. And the pitcher, forgot. And he went to pick, which brings back memories of 1989, my freshman year. Twice, Frank Thomas said, "Hey, Mark, I'm back." Okay. And we had thorn bushes down the first baseline back then. I launched not one, but 2 pickoff moves in the same game into the thorn bushes. And I got to answer to Frank Thomas at 6'5", 270. So right now, Coach Dunn's getting a little bit of the ear. Look, brother, he's not happy, and he's telling him.
The walk and a balk have put a runner at second base.
Yeah.
But Coach Dunn, by the way, he was telling us only problem with Tim Hudson is he would spike a splitter in a heartbeat.
That's right. In case he blocked every one of them. Let's talk about Cole Foster a little bit. Wiley, highly ranked out of the state of Texas, a true sophomore, not a transfer, not a COVID, a true sophomore. And he's a guy that was uncomfortable last year trying to find his way. But I think he's found his way and settled in here. Coach Thompson mentioned him. His transition is to move over to short once Birdie Moore graduates. But for now, anchoring down second base, left-handed bat, doing a good job.
And there's some precedent as well as he takes a pitcher's pitch for strike 2. Saw Ryan Bliss do something similar.
Will Holland was the shortstop. Ryan Bliss played second. Last year, Ryan Bliss played short. Birdie Moore played second. So here we are. You're right. Second base is a little safer position for a young player to develop who has shortstop skills.
And on top of that, makes your middle infield pretty darn good.
Sure does. 2 shortstops playing up the middle.
There's a reason. Soft fly to left, long run for Waugh, racing over. He's not going to get there. It falls. Cam Hill had to wait, make sure it fell, so he moves up to third, and now Auburn has runners on the corners.
Well, I thought Waugh was going to try to dive. I think he maybe could have caught it, but if he dives and doesn't catch it, it's a possible inside the park home run because nobody's behind him, so probably a good move. I think Cole Foster thought he hit a foul ball and ended up with a single.
And speaking of shortstop for Auburn, here is tonight's shortstop, Garrett Farquhar, making his first career start at short.
With no outs. Go ahead, Wiley, I'm sorry.
No, beg your pardon. Trying to find that first hit of the year.
You've got a good runner at first base with Cole Foster, not a great runner. So Gabe Gross has some options. He could put on what you call like a safety hit and run. So the runner at third doesn't move. It's a hit and run between the batter and the first runner on first, or a sac bunt, and the runner on third stays home. So Cam Hill stays home. Auburn bunts. Let's see what happens here with the offense. Or he can just swing. How about that? Either way. I'm very curious to see how Gabe Gross is going to run this offense. It's not Ryan Bliss and Steven Williams and Rankin Woley and Tyler Miller. They're going to pro ball, and they're going to medical school. So it's a new offense that's not quite as electric. What will he do down there in the third base coach's box?
Check swing. He went around clearly. First base umpire Craig Mears on it. There's a look at Gabe Gross, also a teammate of Casey Dunn in college.
Sure was. He was a freshman, I believe,
that 99
last
team.
year. Good baseball players came through that 90s.
Couldn't locate the breaking ball that time.
Well, he got too quick, so it's an 0-2 count. And as a pitcher, sometimes you think, I'm going to throw a better one. Instead of, I'm going to throw the same one that I threw 0-1, 1-0, but I'm just going to bounce it. He tried to overthrow it, and he drifted. And your arm drags. Now you miss up in the zone.
1-2. Popped high in the air, shallow right. Floyd coming in. Will they send the runner? No, they will not. And the throw is cut off. It's not quite deep enough there from Farquhar, and now UAB thinking we get a ground ball.
Absolutely.
The lead's intact.
And Ballard's got that kind of stuff, and the fastball's got some sink, so he's got the potential here with Bryson Ware up to get him to roll over a ground ball to the left side. Probably some communication there from Gabe Groth to over to his runner at third, not deep enough. There was something said to let him know, I don't think you need to go on this, especially with nobody out. Especially with nobody. One out, maybe you do go, but with nobody out, don't risk it.
Ooh, Bryson Ware undressed, pitches in the dirt. They throw it out to second. Nice job of nabbing that one. John Mark Mullins, the second baseman.
So there's the dirt ball we saw from Blake Rambush, who got thrown out at third, but now it's Cole Foster at first base. Wiley, here's the good teaching. This is Carl Nunemaker and Gabe Gross. They have taught these base runners, you have to read the ball out of the pitcher's hand. Cole Foster was gone. I don't know if we can get a replay of that or not, but Cole Foster was 2 steps into his go before the ball bounced because he read the angle out of the pitcher's hand. Great job. Great job.
Nibbling with the breaking ball.
You'd rather your base runner, see if you can see it here. So before the swing was ever made, Cole Foster read it out of the pitcher's hand. If he doesn't do that, he's probably out. But because he got the great jump, because he's been trained right, he beats it out now. Single, Auburn's up 2-1.
And when you're playing one-run games in the SEC, that type of stuff is the difference. You
don't have to be fast. You just got to be smart and well-trained, and that was really smart right there by Cole Foster. It was the exact opposite of Rambush in the first inning, just being a little too aggressive, trying to go from second over to third.
And Auburn fans don't need any reminder of that oh-so-close. The amount of losses they had by 2 runs or less last year. This ball crushed deep left center field, and it's off the wall. This will drive in 2. Bryson Ware has doubled home a pair, and Auburn has the lead.
Remember, this inning all started with the leadoff walk and then the balk, and now you hang a breaking ball to an older guy. Watch this. Bam. Older hitter, Bryson Ware, been around. I think he's a big key to this Auburn offense with Cole Foster as new guys, as full-time guys, so to speak, and just about got it out of here.
Remember a home run hit last year that cleared the video board in left center.
Yeah, transfer from Pearl River, second year in the SEC. They are counting on Bryson Ware to really step up and do more of that this season.
I remember talking with Rankin Woolley before last season began and getting his thoughts on Bryson, who he hadn't seen to this point. And Rankin said that guy, not only can he be good in the SEC, but he can be a first-round talent if it all clicks right.
He's big. When you get close to, you don't realize how big he is. Probably 6'2", tall, muscular, and right there showed how much juice he's got in the bat. The first real big mistake by Ballard, hang that breaking ball with 2 strikes.
Oh, first big mistake by Ballard on the field.
Absolutely.
We've had a few up here.
Yeah.
2-0. Good patience by Ryan Dye.
One last comment talking about that Auburn team at Florida State. Coach Baird tells this version. Tim Hudson got a 1-0 lead the first inning and looked at the dugout, so that's all I need. And Auburn won 1-0. And you beat a Florida State team. He beat a Florida State team that had been number 1, 2 first-round pick. There he is. That's all I need. I mean, think about the 9 innings in 100-degree heat. I got it, boys. It's over.
Must have taken a page out of Tom Glavine's book, right?
Yep, that's exactly right. Great leaders, Casey Dunn, Tim Hudson, Josh Etheridge, just on and on, Rob McCrory, the names off of those teams in that 5-year span that went to Omaha twice, and just great players here at Auburn. Probably the best years in the Auburn history, those 5 or 6 years.
Shoehorn out of the glove, 2-2, and that's the type of arrogance that you want from your ace.
Yes, that's exactly right. That's why Tim Hudson was who he was. He's, I don't know, 13-1 that year, Golden Spikes winner. And then on to a great career in professional baseball.
Now, what happens if you say that and you don't deliver? Nobody talks about it, or?
You don't say that if you're not going to deliver. That's why he's Tim Hudson. Yeah. See if Ryan Dow can play a little baseball here and shoot one the other way.
Down on strikes, the fastball. First strikeout for Ballard tonight.
Well, in an easy inning, fastball up. So Ballard's going to climb the ladder. It's not 95, it's 89, but look where it is. In and up a little bit, but in, which beats the bat. Hard to get there for a hitter. I tell you, Coach Dunn's got him a good one here. This is a Friday night type guy as he matures and grows for UAB, Thomas Ballard. And that was off of Bob Jones' team that was loaded. Guys went to Alabama, Mississippi State.
And a first pitch swing from Jake Wyatt. And his first hit as a Tiger is going to drive in another run. 3-1 Auburn.
Look at him. Look at the smile on Jake Wyatt's face. It only took 10 games. The monkey is now off his back. He got his first hit. He shaved. The beard is gone, and he got his first hit. Wiley, there is something to it. Watch the smile. Thank God. Oh, boy, I got a hit. I'm not awful. I don't stink.
You're telling me there could be an NIL deal there for a razor or something,
but
right?
I'm telling you, look how clean he is. He had a full beard last night and didn't get a hit.
Let me ask you this. Blake Rambush is back in.
Oh, I love it.
Ooh,
no
dropping
chance.
down the butt.
No chance.
And Willoughby was playing back in the bag, and he throws it up the right field line. Wyatt and Rambush move up 90 feet. In Auburn, that's the element you get from Blake Rambush.
That's right. That's right. And if you're Coach Dunn, you're going, man, we got 2 outs. Don't try to make that throw. But Willoughby trying to be aggressive, but there was really no chance. I mean, watch this. Watch the form. Willoughby's back deep with 2 outs. And right there, it was just like, you know what, this guy can fly. Let's just cut our losses. They tried to make too aggressive of a play, and it cost them.
Now Kason Howell the chance to hit. But going back to Jake Wyatt and that base hit, he goes 0 for last night. You think he went to work when he got home on the beard, or did he sleep on it?
It's one of those things where you go home and you consider jumping off of a building somewhere or shaving, and he chose to shave, thank goodness.
Yes.
Good for him. Good for him.
Kason Howell laid down a sac bunt his first time. He'll be swinging away here. Chance to pad the lead for Auburn.
Kason got off to a rough start. He talked about it last week. We had him on radio. He said, I was like 0 for 14, and all of a sudden he's hitting, there you see it, 357, a walk-off home run on Saturday to beat Yale. He's a veteran guy. He's going to hit. Kason Howell's going to hit wherever he plays.
And not only is he veteran, you know, it's one thing to be in the program for 3 or 4 years, but only start playing those last couple of years. He has been a staple in center field since his freshman season. He's got a mound meeting here between a couple of freshmen, Thomas Ballard and catcher Henry Hunter. I have a feeling that combo right there, that duo for UAB, is going to do some really good things over the next 3 years.
Yeah, and good for Hunter. That's leadership. And you catchers got to be your Casey Dunn when he was here. And I wasn't here coaching or playing. I was gone, but I heard, man, he got you. If you were a pitcher and you weren't doing it the Hal Baird way, the way we're supposed to do things, he was there supporting you, but leading. That's what catchers are supposed to do. Thomas Ballard is okay. It's 3-1. UAB can swing the bat a little bit. They're good, but he doesn't need to let this thing get out of hand with a mistake here to Kason Howell.
Now let me ask you this: you're behind the count 2-0. First base is open, but Sonny DeShira is on deck.
Got to pitch to Kason Howell. Yeah. You got to close your eyes and hope Kason Howell hits a line drive somewhere at somebody, because you don't want to bring King Kong down with the bases loaded. Not a chance.
Ground ball sharply, but right to the shortstop, Golda, and his throw to first is on the mark. Close your eyes. Hard ground ball somewhere. But Auburn plates 3 runs on 4 hits, and Bryson Ware with a 2-run double to give the Tigers their first lead of the night. Thomas Ballard goes 2 innings in his first career start. That first inning showed a lot of good things, struggled in the second, and it was really that walk that began the second inning, followed by the balk that kind of got him out of his rhythm. And some good at-bats. Give Auburn hitters credit now. Yes, the walk and the balk were not good, but 2 great at-bats right there back-to-back. By Cole Foster actually got the walk, but 2 great at-bats. Bryson Ware with a big double, and did the damage to him. Here's Cam Hill, who takes ball 1.
UAB is going to play Alabama A&M this weekend, so you figured that Coach Dunn wanted to get him out of the game, Ballard that is, to have him back for Sunday. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, pitch count wasn't too bad. He can start on Sunday.
Did he show you enough, you think, where you'd want to run him out there on the weekend?
Oh, yeah. Man, I think they have some older guys. He's been in the bullpen so far, so he can even come out of the bullpen. But at least the pitch count now is good where he can come back on the weekend. Didn't go too high.